roamer, and we have very mobile Ember Spirit as well as Invoker. So I'm really concerned that they're kind of just going to get outmaneuvered around the map, just purely based on the fact that none of their heroes want to move.
I love the production. They're like, okay, we noticed something about these Liquid games. We'll go to the casters, but real quick, we got to go into the game because Liquid, they did the same thing, just slightly different side of the map. They 5-manned over here and managed to catch Jesse with his pants down underneath the trees.
It's just so easy at nighttime now. This whole night change until the 0-minute mark has made these level 1 skirmishes so much more common. It's pretty crazy that this 800 vision, but like range instead of the 1800, it's just so much easier to sneak up on people, give them the wraparound and paths that they normally would have seen you.
I honestly don't know why more teams don't do this. Why not just 5-man to one side of the map if it's nighttime?
Yeah, I actually don't know. They're going to return to their lane just in time. Like, if you look at the top lane, they had to walk all the way from bottom to top. Looks like Pokefoot, since he's such a slow hero, 275. He will be a tad late, so maybe this is the downside of it.
I mean, if you really wanted to be there in time, though,
the 5 bristle, right?
he could have TP'd, right? You got 3 free TPs to start the game.
That's true.
All right, well, he will get here in time in order to get all the CS. Boxy is going to be playing the mid lane. We have seen Liquid move Boxy, most notably Boxy, around quite a bit. He's played 2, he's played 3, he's played 4. Those are mostly where you're going to be seeing him move around quite a bit, but we've even seen him in the safe lane. I don't know if we would call him a 1 position, but he's done that as well. The man seemingly doesn't care what lane he's in. They just... when certain heroes or certain matchups, maybe they want to switch things up like they did with Taiga, playing 3 position at one point in time. You know, if they want to switch something up, Boxy is versatile enough that it seems like they can do it.
Yeah, I think that might have been the most valuable tornado I've ever seen in the laning stage. You got 3 CS with 1 tornado. I don't know if this is like straight up disrespect. I've never seen Boxy mid before. As you say, I've seen him be flexible in a lot of other roles, but the fact that they're moving Quakefoot off lane and then Boxy to mid here, this is the only team I know that in the 6 games I've watched of them so far, maybe 7, they've had 3 different people go mid. Mickey plays mid sometimes, like he played Puck in a couple of their games. And I don't know, man, that's crazy to be able to do that at the highest level.
Mickey doesn't try to pursue for that kill onto Chessie. They're matched up against the Era Earth Spirits, and Chessie playing the Darkseer here is the Ember Coddle, which we've seen the power of Ember Coddle, and I feel like Coddle's going to be a pretty good hero at being able to deal with Ion Shell wave pushing, just because you can kind of nuke down the wave.
Yeah, it allows the Ember to not have to go for this Flame Guard, which would normally get burned down by the Ion Shell anyways. And eventually, when he gets these Sleight of Fist chains levels up, this Darkseer, his Surge is going to be rather lackluster, and he'll probably bite the dust a couple times, as I don't really see how they can be aggressive between Era and Chessie here. Insania, Coddle, like 330 move speed, man. It's hard to catch this hero out of position just by purely using slows and haste movement speed on yourself.
They're going to confidently pull into the hard camp, knowing that they could probably get the CS. They don't actually get damage though. Time.
It's just efficient trading for Liquid there. Like, Mickey took very little damage. Everyone's sharing experience, and then Coddle gets the 2-man nuke.
Taiga, not in any real danger there, just kind of pushed away. If he felt like it, he could just TP out since they don't have a stun between the two of them. But they do manage to stack that easy camp, pull it, and deny a wave, and are going to keep doing that. So Taiga's got to find a way to be able to fix this. Meanwhile, Era, seeing that, like you said, doesn't feel like they can really get aggressive. He's going to maybe try and make something happen mid here. If not, if he doesn't see an opportunity, there's always the 4-minute power runes that are coming up.
Yeah, there's really cool little maneuvers going on in the top lane. So what happened was Taiga was stopping Zibbe from pulling the small camp. So Zibbe called Charlie over to help him. And so they basically 2-manned him to bully him away, such that Zibbe could pull a camp. Yeah, it's all a little back and forth shenanigans. As Quakefoot is level 3 now, that poison attack starts to add up a lot, doubles up in the damage, as it looks like he's going to go down on the 5 position Bristle. don't get to say that very often.
What was he doing over there?
He was blocking the hard camp to prevent the pull.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, if you guys are trying to learn how to lane in regards to how you can abuse pull camps and such, this top lane's a great example. Both teams are doing a lot of things right, and you're seeing Zibe getting punished for trying to do something right that may be outside of his hero's capabilities.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Charlie isn't able to have that kind of free lane that we see on a lot of IOs because he's matched up against a fully ranged offlaner and one that's very good at pressuring carries in the Viper, which Charlie needs an escape. Where's the tether away? Finally gets it. He's out, but not feeling very happy about it.
Dead.
He's just getting no CS.
I feel like against Viper Veno offlane, these two like most cancerous green snake-like heroes, you need a dispel. I don't know what else to say. Every time I've laid against these myself, that's just what happens to you. Even if you end up surviving, even if you end up getting to keep playing the lane, you miss so many CS, you're stuck still sitting away from lane so often just to regenerate, just to get rid of the stacks of the poison. And you're seeing here, Viper's at 23 CS to 14 of Charlie.
So what is, like, if you could just disregard the heroes and replace it with something else, like, what is the kind of lane that deals with those very cancerous offlaners that just pressure you in lane? Hold up. Give you a moment to think about that as Era is looking for the kick here. Does manage to land it on Boxy. Tornado goes out on Supreme. He gets off the Ghost Walk, and he's going to be okay. In fact, he's going to try and slow him down and hope that he can get the rune as well. But no, bottled up by Supreme. Boxy misses out on that.
The type of lanes that deal with it are just like with Viper, I like PL a lot. You can dispel his Q anytime he tries to stack it up on you. You have a way to close the gap on him, so in case you want to commit for a kill. And then later, Viper doesn't deal with illusion heroes very well later.
Okay, that's fair.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But just that type of hero in general, like Weaver, PL, Terrorblade's okay against Veno specifically because you can reflect his Poison Sting. But it's all matchup based on the offlaner. But when you pick these, I feel like IO's meant to win the lane, is my problem.
Yeah.
And if you pick these lane winners against heroes like Viper, Veno, you just don't win the lane. So it kind of puts a damper on your win condition of the mid game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that Viper simultaneously wins the one-on-one matchup against the IO, so it pressures him in lane. The other way to recover is taking stacks, and guess what? Viper does that really well. He's got level 1 of Nether Toxin, but they just took that hard camp stack with a little help from Taiga. Push the IO out of lane. Liquid are just winning everywhere you look. They're up by 2K net worth right now. Top 3 core heroes all around. Already very concerning for Heiko.
Yeah, they're just out efficiencying them. More CS in general. As Boxy may be biting the dust mid, but that tornado should be enough to disengage from here.
He managed to get the dust on him. Boxy. He's regenning up.
Break points.
Yeah. Chessie's not.
He is going for the Atos first. This is a really nice Atos game for the Viper. All 3 cores.
Oh, yeah.
Rely on mobility spells, the tether, the waveform, surge.
Yeah, that's a real good idea. I like that.
Like I said, though, I think the way to deal with Viper is to gank it. And they don't have gankers. Like, their heroes on the Dire side just do not move. And this is a big problem in their draft. I don't know how they're supposed to... They're going to be like dealing with the same problem they did last game, just in a different way. They have heroes that can't occupy lanes independently, and so Liquid's going to be able to farm all 3 lanes. And that's why you're seeing, even though there's virtually no kills happening this game, the Liquid's all of a sudden up by 3,000 net worth at 8.5 minutes.
Do you think that Era, like we saw Era sitting behind mid lane at some point in time, do you think he should have tried a rotation up to top? Like, is that a way to deal with that?
For the bristle? You know,
yeah.
It's like it's a 5-position bristle. This isn't like a Lich or a Grimstroke or some other 5-position that's going to offer a lot of damage. Like, I think Purge put it very eloquently. It's like they made their draft bad to take away Liquid's good draft. I don't think it necessarily works like that.
Dire's middle tower is under
Well, it
attack.
certainly hasn't stopped the stacking. I do appreciate that High Coast is doing some stacking of their own, but it seems like Liquid, that entire concept of stacking, they seem very well equipped. When
He's
it
actually
comes to
maxing the flame guard on Ember to do the stacks.
yeah,
That's cool.
that's a nice little tidbit there.
Yeah, most of these Embers with the Coddle just go 4-4-0. But he went for the 1-2-0 in lane and then maxed out the flame guard just to get that quick boost. That's like 500 gold right there, 9 minutes in. That feels so good as a core. That's like a whole minute's worth of farming that he just got done in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, really high amount of experience as well, so he's still going to get those high levels of Sleight of Fist very, very soon. Oh. Good kill there in the top lane. They get Taiga while trying to take some bounty runes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Still, though, looks like 3 went to the side of Liquid.
I wonder if the Viper will go for Boots of Travel. I think that it's a really nice item on Viper, but the Keeper of the Light might kind of do that for you.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what Quakefa's next item is here. As Boxy has bought the Midas, has it pretty early, 10 minutes in for Invoker.
Zibek, you are not a core bristleback, my friend.
Radiant's
You
top
can't
tower
just
is
run
under
at people full on aggro like you're invincible.
What do you mean, man? He's 6-slotted. Look at his inventory.
Is he really? Oh, look at that. He's got 8 items.
Yeah, you're right. He's actually 8-slotted.
All right, there goes the Rod of Atos. They're going to reveal that one as they start going on to the Morphling. He's going to strength morph for all he can and will manage to get out thanks in part to the rotations. Oh, nice pushback there. Era also pull in on Mickey to quickly surround that Earth Spirit. Mickey still has the haste rune, so he could chase some more heroes down if he wants to. Gets the Chakra Magic, had another slight, but figured, no need to really dive this Darkseer too much. Just be happy with what you got.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Every time I look at the minimap, I see Liquid farming more areas than... I always mess up their name, man. I'm just going to call them
High Coast,
Spiders.
High Coast.
I keep wanting to say high five, and then I'm just like, that's not right. Yeah, they like if I see Liquid farming 3 lanes, High Coast is farming 2. If I see Liquid farming 2 lanes, High Coast is farming 1. It's just always more
Radiant's
real
middle
estate
tower
going the
is
way of
under
Liquid,
attack.
and that really just explains every time I look up at the net worth, it's another 500 or so every minute going in favor of Liquid.
Yeah. It's
Dire's
It's
bottom
rough.
tower is under attack.
again, High Coast is doing a good job of like keeping the total stacks pretty close to even here. I like that. I like that adjustment.
Dire's top tower is under
But
attack.
as you said, that's not the only thing that Coddle's doing, right? It's also, with the recall, allowing Liquid to be able to play more parts of the map, knowing that they could just group up thanks to the recall nice and quick.
Yeah, I think if the spectators at home were to just go back and only watch the minimap for the from like the 5-minute mark until now, you can just tell how much more Liquid is farming. Because sometimes you get distracted by the kills that are going on, these like skirmishes at the bounty runes, and all these type of little miniature engagements. But at the end of the day, it's how much gold and experience people are accruing in this early game, and Liquid has a lot more of it thus far.
Now, I don't want our viewers to think that's all that Dota is, but the truth is that High Coast can't really punish them, right? I mean, they've got IO,
they're lack of
Morphling,
mobility.
Darkseer. You said heroes that don't want to move around and make kills happen.
Scanning.
Oh, Tornado. Instania does have Taiga here to be able to block him off. Zibe, I keep forgetting that this this little guy, man, he's so squishy. Then again, so is Koifa when he's surrounded by 4 heroes. But every single time I look at that
DD
bristleback,
Morphling. That guy hits for 300 right now.
oof. Yeah, that'll certainly do it.
That tower's gonna die top for sure.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself like Kyle does. I'll just say it's most likely gonna die here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see. Liquid is going to try and defend here. Arrow tries to make the initiation. A little bit off the mark there with that roll in, and unfortunately, he's going to pay the iron price. His blood is spilled on the battlefield. The tower does indeed die, though, Brian. You're absolutely right about that one. But the tower is also, again, going to come at a cost. 2 heroes down. Perhaps Supreme maybe going to die here as well. Out of the EMP, out of the Sunstrike. So he is okay for now. Mickey, got to be careful of that. Turned into the Ember Spirit and had the shackles on him. Supreme. Uh-oh. Here comes the damage. Here comes Taiga. They're going to throw a lot of tag team damage onto him. Maybe stop him. Oh, they managed to get in front of him. Here comes the Bristleback. Zibe's here to defend his Supreme. Oh, no. The Morphling's dead. Zibe's dead, too. Huh. Shame.
Here's the counter, guys. If you're looking to figure out how to play Bristle against Viper, you just don't level Bristleback.
Ah. Can't get broken if you don't have a passive.
It's just like that Purge video where they didn't level their skills against Rubik. It's the same idea. You're completely negating Viper's entire second ability. Except for the fact that it still does a shit ton of damage.
Yes. Amazing. Dota 2 truly is an open playground of ideas. Unfortunately,
you see something new every day, Cap.
Yeah, unfortunately, in that playground, Liquid is being the big bully, kicking sand in High Coast's eyes, pushing him down. They're up 8,000 net worth right now in 15 minutes. Again, very, very large lead. And
they just want to swing on the swings, man.
Yeah, they just. What was your favorite recess playground activity, Brian?
I just climbed all over the jungle gym stuff, man. Anything I could climb on. That was what I was all about. What about you, Cap?
You know, I was a big fan of dodgeball. Loved me some dodgeball.
Dude, I love dodgeball too. Dodgeball and capture the flag. Those are like my favorite team games.
Yeah. All right, well, 92, we're watching Charlie's IO try and clear through some ancient stacks. Gets a little help from Zibe, which I'm not sure if Charlie really wants, to be honest.
Yeah, get away from my experience, noob.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think that's fair. Zibe is currently 0-5 and 0. I mean, that's not him. That's not the player. I feel like that's the hero in the position.
No, it's timeout. Who's the drafter?
Ah, yes. Maybe you are right about that. Maybe it is his fault. Listen, you draft together as a team, Brian.
Himself, right? Yeah. It's a team draft.
Yes.
There's like a lot of flexibility in Dota for what positions heroes play. I feel like Bristleback in the 5 position is not one of them.
No, I don't think so either.
Kind of reminds me of the Death Prophet 5 position that we saw a lot, maybe 8 or 9 months ago. On paper, it's like, yeah, it's really countered. It's a really good hero, but they picked like 4 counters. Let's just move it to support. And then you just don't have a support.
Well, Zibe is going to give his best rendition of Contortionist and try and be as flexible as possible to get out of that gank, but he does not.
I was wondering what you meant by Contortionist.
Oh, you're talking about flexibility, you know?
That's true. It's true. It's good. It's a good one.
I mean, they're trying to be. They're trying to be OG, but can't quite pull that one off without some real good practice. Mickey with the double damage almost brings Charlie down. The roll in from Taiga. He's going to get the big fish punch in there to finish him off. And now, well, this is going to be High Coast on the retreat, just like that.
Yeah, I love the Desolator from the Ember. Other than Morphling, all 4 heroes on the enemy team are strength heroes with low armor.
Taiga. Not quite catching Zibe there, but Mickey can. He's going to get the twofer. Lock him down with a Rod of Atos. They can go for the carry here. They can go for the Morphling. Supreme's already dead. Tornado up in the air. The Darkseer had just used his Surge, so beautiful timing there from Boxy with a Quackswick Invoker catching him out. Koifa, he's not scared of anything, nor should he be, as most of High Coast is all dead. And they're up a whomping 10,000 net worth now.
It's crazy to me, the difference between like tier 1 EU and tier 2 EU, because this High Coast team, these players are good, man. Charlie's like top 10. Era's been around for a very long time. Same with Chessie, very high MMR. Like all these players are really good players, man.
Yeah.
I think it's easy at home to like laugh at these guys and think, wow, what a stupid draft. Like, how bad are these guys? This is just proof of how good Liquid is, man. And then Liquid lost to Team Nigma, you know, a day or two ago. That's just crazy to me. Like the gap here.
It is pretty crazy. I have to assume this is something they've tried out in a scrim, right? This 5-position bristleback. They probably tried it out. Uh-oh. Supreme.
Honestly, this looks like something where I don't know how we deal with this. We don't have enough bans in the first round. How about we just deny pick the bristle? I actually pretty sure that's how that went down. If there's a loser's interview, you can ask, but I don't think there is one.
I love it. Let's look at the stats of deaths. There are only 2 people with deaths on the side of Liquid. That's Koifa and Taiga, the offlane duo of this game, anyway.
Yeah, whenever you're winning like this, you gotta bring up the scoreboard and say, who are the feeders? Who are the feeders on the winning team here?
I mean, who are the team players, Brian? It's such a carry mentality to assume that deaths means feeding. Could just be, you know, playing for your team.
That's such a support excuse. I mean, mentality.
13K, the number keeps climbing. The map gets smaller and smaller for High Coast, and they may have a Morphling, but I don't know. It's going to take some like mega throws. I don't know how they possibly rectify this big of an advantage, or disadvantage rather, for High Coast. They may have a hard carry that maybe this lineup at 55 minutes in an even game is going to look fantastic, but right now, this far down, they just get crushed.
I just love watching Liquid specifically because I feel like if I look at their distribution of net worth every single game, the order in which people are is just different. Like, obviously, this series, Mickey has been on top for both games, but sometimes Koikfa is the one. Sometimes Taiga even has like one of the 2 highest net worth. Very rarely have I seen Taiga be the 5 position as the 4, right? He's a hero that farms much less than Keeper of the Light.
Okay, did you see that?
Versatility in that.
They're not even giving up this safe lane tower. So they had a Koifa down here, right? He threw down Nether Strike and then TP'd up to go Roshan. And then while they're doing Roshan, Insania comes in, he pushes out this lane, and he can recall his allies in. So they set it up where they're able to take Roshan without even giving up a tier 1 tower. That's just smooth.
What movie is it where you say like give them nothing and take from them everything?
Yes.
Is that?
Yes.
Yes. That sounds like what they're going for here.
It really does. Gracious. This is. I was kind of joking about Liquid being bullies, but this is getting a little too real.
Yep, just look at it. Coddle farming bottom, Viper farming mid, Ember killing a tower top. Pretty much the story of this series.
That would be the 300 you just quoted, right?
I thought so, but it's one of those where, like, if I say the movie and I'm wrong, I feel stupider than just acting like I don't remember the movie, so... I win with the conservative approach.
Or maybe you could act
bottom.
like a bougie, you know, intellectual and say that you were quoting King Leonidas, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if he actually in reality said that. It sounds like a Hollywood thing, but...
Sounds like something that'd be hard to disprove, so I could go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Chessie. Oh, dear, that's a BKB on Mickey. A BKB with a double damage. And I'm pretty sure those letters, all combined, BKB and DD, combined to say that High Coast is dead. Huh.
I feel like there's no way those letters combine to say that, but...
It's code, Brian. You wouldn't understand.
Okay, fair enough. It's support talk.
Yeah. all the 4 and 5 positions out there totally understand me. Hey, you know what?